Good evening. Tonight we feature leading members of the Goal Scorers Union. There's the number 9 in the black and white stripes. Cole from Newcastle, 34 goals in 30 games, 7 in his last 4 matches, including that. And there's Arsenal and England's Ian Wright, 17 goals for his club so far this season. Bradley Allen is Queen's Park Rangers' top scorer, one ahead of Les Ferdinand, thanks to his hat-trick last week. Bradley and QPR up against Spurs, with whom his dad, Les, famously won the double 30-plus years ago. That's our other main match. And Alan Shearer, Rich, will have all the other goals. There's our Goal of the Month competition. And we report on the man who puts the fizz into physiotherapy. Well, Hanson watched the Arsenal-Newcastle match.
A terrific game, lots of excitement and some great football.
Brooking watched the QPR Spurs match.
Players happy to express their skills and actually enjoying the game.
Good recommendations. Well, first, it's Arsenal against Newcastle. Kevin Keegan's team in 4th place after a tremendous run of form. And our man at Highbury is Barry Davis.
Behind every quality goal scorer is a quality passer. And Peter Beardsley could be forgiven for wondering whether cap number 50 is now once again within reach. Among the opposition lineup, Paul Merson will be wondering what the managerial change at the head of the English game will mean to his international career. The Arsenal lineup shows Eddie McGoldrick and Jon Jensen recalled, but not yet Tony Adams, still looking a little peaky after a bout of influenza. And for Steve Morrow, it's the first home game since a gymnastics display in the League Cup final came to a rather sad and painful end. Newcastle United, not surprisingly, are unchanged. 4 straight victories, 14 goals and only 1 against is their recent record. Robbie Elliott continues in place of the injured John Beresford, and Steve Howe, injured in the season's opening game, has made it back as far as the substitutes bench. The clock end at Highbury fully open for the first time, which gives the stadium now a capacity of 39,000. Referee is Alan Gunn of South Chailey in Sussex. And side by side, the 2 men who, before kick-off, have captured all the headlines. And it's going to be interesting to see how this game develops in pattern. Newcastle United likely to be one of the sides to come here to Highbury and attack. Not too many Arsenal fans will tell you have done that this season. First chase for Wright, and first feel of the ball for Mike Hooper. Something to be said. Dixon, hit long, Paul Merson! And he met it on the meat. It's a good cross by Lee Dixon. And Merson was unmarked as he made the header. Good stop. Here's Sellers. Lee Clark. Cole! Good challenge, Dixon. offside. But he was so swiftly away from his man. And it was an excellent challenge by the Arsenal skipper. Handball that looked. Wright gets in behind Scott. Pace at either end. Anything Cole can do, Wright determined to do better. And vice versa. Ball on the near edge of the 6-yard area. Smith behind. Ball got a touch. They're queuing up. And Ian Wright opens the scoring. First blood to Arsenal. First blood to Wright. But crucial to it was a little touch by Bold. The marker didn't make it. And Wright got up beautifully. Ball passing between goalkeeper and defender, it looked. Actually off the man on the line. 18th goal of the season for his club. Beardsley makes the first run. It's hit longer and well claimed. That's on to Wright. Good challenge by Benison. This has all the makings of a very memorable match. Oh, that's superb. Both by Sellers and by Beardsley. That's for Cole. He was well policed by Nigel Winterburn. But a nice attack, which in the end didn't cause the crowd behind David Seaman to react. On by Smith. Taken by Wright with difficulty. Lee. Cole. Lee in possession. Cole makes the run. Lee with the shot. Robert Lee has not been in goal-scoring form this season. His only goal indeed in the League Cup competition. It's not the best clearance that David Seaman has made. Might just be costly. Here's Beardsley. Cole! Good stop. Covered his own error then, David Seaman. And in fact, the flag was up for offside anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But the balance then of Peter Beardsley, because he suggested the shot early, took the defender by doing so, who went in and committed himself. But Cole was just offside. Even so, an excellent stop. Bracewell. Scott again. Beardsley. And one extra touch he didn't want then. And at half-time, Arsenal ahead, deservedly, and by right. Ian's 18th goal of this present campaign. Well, there's been much talk recently about skill of young players. Well, here during the half-time interval, pupils of the Northwest Harrow School are being taught the skills of Viel Curver, the famous Dutch coach, under the tutelage of John Morton, the Director of Coaching at the English Schools Football Association. Good to see. Well, Arsenal have conceded only 8 goals in their 16.5 league games. It's a record that Newcastle, rampant recently, have got to dent. I better get something out of this visit to London. First attacking pass was a disappointing one from Robert Lee. Steve Watson with a bit of room. Clark, the player on ahead of him. And control, but not by the skipper. Watson had stayed forward. Interesting header. Clark. Driven cross. Cole. Watson shot. Feel for offside and given. Clark. Nice ball, Smith. Merson. Corner. Cole comes forward again. Fortune favoured him early on for the goal with a good header. Gets it again. And White misses this time. Gets a very good average of the flick-ons. And Wright will be disappointed not to get that on target. Smith looking for it. Venison tidying up. Having to do it again. Good save by Hooper. Without wishing to be unkind to the goalkeeper, he looked a lot better on the save than he did when he came out with the punch. There was a touch of blinking the eyelids about that, but the save was excellent. Venison. Lee. Across the face. Good shot, good save. Excellent stop by David Seaman. A really good play by Robert Lee. Flags up for offside. Gone right across the face, looked up, hit it very cleanly indeed. Excellent parry by David Seaman. Here's Winterburn. Flick again, and they're queuing up, and it's in, and it's Alan Smith. They really have not looked good on those Newcastle United. They've been made to pay twice. First time by Wright, second time by Smith. And as soon as Kevin Keegan makes a double substitution, bringing on both Harry and Matty, neither gets involved before his side goes 2 down. Not a flicker on the face of either scorer or manager. But once again, they didn't take the man on the near post, they didn't take the man coming in, and it's Arsenal 2, Newcastle United 0. Bracewell. Two players who've gone off in all that, Clark and Elliott. Matthew here on the chase is one of the substitutes, and the other is Steve Howie. Watson. Cole. And again Cole, Beardsley. Lovely goal! The balance of the little man is amazing. Cole with a little flick. Beardsley with the run. And although he was challenged, he had the goalkeeper going off to his right. The ball went past the goalkeeper's left. Good touch by Cole, lovely running. Got between four men, did the two. And actually got a little touch off the defender. Made the deflection. 2-1. Life has changed for them very quickly in the last few moments. Right. 20 minutes gone, 25 to go. A lovely turn, Smith's header. Wrong side of the post from the Arsenal viewpoint. Talking about Beardsley's balance, what about this, fellas? You're disappointed, Smith. Keown does well. Stop the run though, but it runs to right. Man behind him is Smith, tried to get the flick and it wouldn't come off for him. And Harry able to recover. Superbly away. Tried to flick it to Smith, who'd made the run, but it came off the heels of Howie. Right. Beautifully away. Smith! Clear stumble. Watson was at pains to make sure he wouldn't be caught out by anything. Quite so animated on the North Bank, but they're showing plenty, or giving plenty of noise. Right, and still right, went through Venison. Good reaction from Mike Hooper. Nice reaction too that followed it from man denied and man who saved by sticking out the leg. Referee has a word or two. Sadie Adams in the crowd. Keown has had a good match at the back, as has Steve Bold on the tackle above. Watson, Lee, Beardsley makes the first run, makes the gap as a result. Good shot, good save. Good stuff from Robert Lee. But again, such thinking by Peter Beardsley. He created the hole. A flick back, up comes Lee, Cole. And amazingly just wide from Steve Watson. It's all happening in front of David Seaman. This was the Lee run. Look how Beardsley goes then. And there's a hole that's created, and just a touch. It was an excellent save by David Seaman. Wright is onside. Merson is up. Oh! Again, he got away. But again, the shot is the wrong side of the post. Lots of goalmouth action, lots of entertainment. Wasn't much room, in fact there wasn't enough for Merson. Watson did well. Matthew in space, plenty in support. Hits it long to Scott Sellers. Got a block off Dixon, acrobatics. Marcel as well. Dixon blocked the shot. Good try by Lee. And there are 5 minutes of that half left, and here is Wright with a chance to finish it. He's gone too far across, surely. Oh, but even so, got in a good shot. But if he hadn't gone so far, it might have been a telling shot. Seaman commits himself and rightly. Anxious expressions now. Oh, that's what Wright was trying to do. Cole! That was the foot that got there first, I think, of the goalkeeper. That hesitancy in the Arsenal defence. Acrobatics from Cole, but it's the foot that makes the first save. And we're now playing the time that Mr. Gunn has allowed. The victory is Arsenal's, and sweet it must be. Wright, who scored their first goal, had opportunities for others. Smith scored their second, both from corners. Peter Beardsley scoring immediately after Smith's goal, and from that moment on, a rollicking match went on to its conclusion with scoring possibilities at either end. But in the end, you can congratulate the victors and commiserate with the losers. A good match.
What's he like, Andy Cole?
He's a great lad. I mean, people that know him in the North East know he's a great lad. And although he didn't perform as well as he would have liked today, he's got the ability. I think he's learned a lot of Ian Wright. I believe they played in the reserves together. He's learned a lot. And I think, looking at Ian Wright today, that's what Andy Cole has got to try and emulate. And I think, given time and given the chances, you know, he will do that.
I think, you know, Ian's the finished article in the Premier League, whereas Andy's a young lad learning his trade. But I mean, I can see a big future for Andy as everybody's forecast. But I think he's still learning his trade.
So what in Ian's game should Andy be trying to copy?
I think he's all-round play. He's hard working, works very hard. Getting into the positions. You know, Ian over a period of time has scored goals, which Andy's got to do as well.
One final thought. You've been stuck on 49 for a long time. There's a change at the top. You're still hopeful that 50 might come along in caps?
I think the best chance I've got is if I get the job myself.
Well, it was a good win for Arsenal today, but you can see why people admire this Newcastle team. They play nice football.
Yeah, and they do. They create a lot of chances. I mean, they've scored 4s and 3s at home. Obviously, it's a lot more difficult away from home. They're up against a good Arsenal side. But their football is fast and fluent. It's to feet. And you can, as you say, they create a lot of chances. Beardsley's terrific. Cole's terrific. But what impressed me today was that even 2-0 down, they kept going. They kept plugging away. And they could quite easily have got back into the game. But this is where they're exceptionally good. The movement, the passing and the touch. This is Clark. Sellers. Watch Clark. Keeps going. Deft touch from Beardsley. Clark's on his way. Now watch Cole. He points where he wants the ball to go. A good pass. But Winterburn tucks in neatly. And that was good play all around. Good attacking and good defending. The thing to watch out for here is Beardsley. When it's played into his feet, it goes past him. Watch how quickly he turns when it goes past him. There it is, it's past him. He's on his way. Cole holds up well. Beardsley keeps on moving. Great touch from Cole. Beardsley onto it. Lucky deflection, but great movement, and they deserved that.
They won't come up against a better defence, will they?
No, I'm sure. Solid. They're solid and resolute.
Now, English football and British football is under the question mark as far as technique is concerned, and has been for a few weeks now. But there's one thing you spotted in this match that we're just about the best at, you think?
Leave them stand in the Continental. Arsenal the best in the business at near post corners, but Newcastle didn't help their cause today, because what you've got to have is when a big defender comes up, you have a man behind marking and a man in front marking. Now the man in front is critical. If he gets too far away from the defender, then the man taking the corner has got a bigger target to hit, and that's what happened every time today. Here we have Bull Circle. Now he comes up late here, and it looks as though he's not interested. It's an afternoon stroll. His right hand comes out and he's saying to him, wait a minute, I'm going to move Bracewell. Look at that little bit of movement. Not far enough. Move him again. and then spin back. Ball comes across, flick on, and it's in the back of the net. But as I say, Bracewell's got to get tighter. And every time it happens, watch this again, he arrives late here. And watch him move Bracewell again. Just this little bit of movement forward. Bracewell goes in front, 2 steps back, flick on, right comes in, and for a man in form, he should score there. It's a golden opportunity. But again, at the second goal, look at the width between them. Bracewell's too far forward, big target to hit, flick on, Alan Smith comes in, and he's great in there, he doesn't miss them.
It certainly made some opportunities for them. A postscript on that match, Trev?
Well, I think the important thing to remember is that Newcastle were one of the promoted clubs, and you know, they've come a long way in a short space of time. They're bound to have little setbacks like that, whereas Arsenal, been there for a number of years, looking very formidable now. The goals are starting to come, and if anyone's going to break from that chasing pack, you do feel that they might lead the way.
Thank you. Well, now the all-London match, QPR against Spurs. Both clubs had an unhappy week. Rangers, the first club to lose to Swindon. Spurs lost their captain, Gary Mabbott, in that horrific clash with John Fashanu. Well, today's match, though, will bring a smile to everyone's face. At Loftus Road, Clive Tilsley.
Loftus Road parades two of the most valuable young goal-scoring talents in the English game today, and neither cost their club a penny. Nick Barmby was stretchered out of our match of the day at Tottenham last Saturday, but recovered to register his first Premiership goal of an injury-delayed season in midweek. Bradley Allen has scored 10 goals in his last 8 games for Queen's Park Rangers. He actually played his schoolboy football with Spurs, the club with whom his brother Clive and father Les had their greatest successes. Allen's main supply lines have been cut today, though. Both Ray Wilkins and Trevor Sinclair are victims of the flu bug. Sinclair's absence means the first chance this season for 22-year-old Michael Meeker on the wing. Alan McDonald returns, Simon Barker is the captain. Steve Sedgley captains Tottenham in the absence of Gary Mabbott. Jason Dezelle and Teddy Sheringham are still missing too. Barmby's only had Sheringham alongside him for 20 minutes so far this season. David Ella is in charge of one of the 30 London derbies that the Premiership will stage this season. And as we saw again with the two at Tottenham and West Ham during the week, they rarely pass without incident. David Howell's cut down. He has been a midfield player for much of his professional career, but he's been pressed into emergency service just recently. Spurs seek a substitute for Teddy Sheringham, who had knee surgery yesterday. And Howells will play up front again today with Barmby. Invitation to shoot, and it came on Colin Calderwood, and Queen's Park Rangers have an early corner. MacDonald is forward on the goal line, Peacock's in there too. Sent it towards Ferdinand, and it's in! A goal in 1 minute and 13 seconds. And everybody else who'd gathered in the penalty area were merely decoys to the flying Ferdinand. Great leap. Kasky was the defender on the line, but he couldn't get it away. Strong play by Impey, brought down by Anderton. Ferdinand in pursuit again. Beautifully delivered that actually by Bardsley. Allen will keep it in, and Sedgley will keep him out. Corner kick. Les Ferdinand at the heart of so much of Queen's Park Rangers' best work. Towards Ferdinand again, Peacock! Some chance. Darren Peacock loitering with intent on the edge of the Tottenham 6-yard box, unable to apply the finishing touch to another piece of handiwork from Les Ferdinand. Here's Allen. Broke the challenge of Sedgley. Andrew Impey. Bradley Allen. Les Ferdinand just run away from him. Torsvet was able to grab it. You can't help but wonder in a while just how costly his absence was in Holland. We'll never know. Samways. Edinburgh trying to sneak forward. MP doing well. Mika. Put in two minds then. Calderwood. Howell's got there ahead of McDonald. Nice work by Anderton. Only Barnby in the box for now. Here he is. Deflected off Bardsley. What's that? Corner? Yeah. Stayskill didn't quite manage to stop the ball bouncing over the dead ball line from a sweetly struck volley by Nicky Barnby. And slowly but surely, Tottenham are finding a rhythm in this match. Barker. Mika. Headed by Calderwood. One back by Mika. Holloway. Calderwood's header. Barker, though, looking to his left. In towards Bradley Allen. Down by Edinburgh. Away by Hazard and by Campbell. Now Robinson. Anderton. Kasky. They've got men over here. They can work it. Samways. Barnby. And Wilson managed to hold Tottenham up. Doing a little bit more than that now, feeding Les Ferdinand, essentially going with him. Sol Campbell. Samways to Hazard. Samways to Campbell. Anderton making a break. Robinson's in there too. First chance for Stephen Robinson. He had a bit more time than he realised. Just try to float it beyond Stayskill, who is a very sizable target to pass in the air. But he had a little look there. He knew what he was doing. Just couldn't quite pull it off. Robinson. Edinburgh. Kasky. Hazard. Lofted in towards Anderton, beautifully done. Oh, yes. Flags up, though. Not going to count. But Darren Anderton providing a fitting finish to a beautifully floated pass. Hazard, inevitably the provider. There wasn't much in it, but the flag was up. Well, the linesman had the best view. Edinburgh. Looking to go over the top for Robinson. Bit long for Samways. Might come for Anderton. Would have come for Barnby, but for Mika. Anderton in there again. This time it's Impey. Now it's Anderton. And now it's Peacock. Kasky. Barnby waiting. McDonald got it clear. Hazard though. Edinburgh. Robinson really stirring conclusion to the half from Tottenham Hotspur. And the whistle is music to Queen's Park Rangers' ears. It not only confirms their one-goal advantage given to them by Les Ferdinand after just 73 seconds of the half, but it brings to an end Tottenham's reply, which but for a linesman's flag would have had a goal to its name. Anderton the unlucky man. It's 1-0 at the break. This really is an atmospheric ground when they're packed in tight to the pitch side for a local derby. The Rangers have won 5 home games in a row, scoring freely in the process. It's a free-flowing game, but they've still got some work to do in this one. Header was from Barker. Tottenham Hotspur held a 1-goal lead in the corresponding fixture a year ago, and Queen's Park Rangers beat them 4-1 in the end. Robinson in towards Barby. McDonald's header, Peacock's header, Impey's clearance. Campbell lost it beneath his own feet. And Mika's got a free kick. Allen, Ferdinand. Oh! Well, power, but not poise for once. It didn't come quite as early as his first half chance, but he just loves to have the ball placed in front of him, Les Ferdinand, and to run onto it. Has it. How many times has he fooled opponents with that kind of clever turn? Kasky. Oh, and Barmby just got caught up on his heels. Kasky will go on, though, and McDonald will come across, so that's a penalty. Darren Peacock's challenge penalised, Darren Kasky's willingness rewarded, and Tottenham Hotspur have a chance to level it from the spot. It'll be Darren Anderton against Jan Stejskal. Oh! Right wide of the mark. And a fabulous opportunity for Tottenham goes a-begging. Missed by probably a foot, with Stejskal going the wrong way. Samways. In that same tidy rhythm about Tottenham's passing, almost throughout the match. Ferdinand, though, is caught essentially in possession. Now Allen. Corner given. Because Tottenham are committed to playing the length of the field, they do get caught in possession occasionally inside their own half, and it can be so dangerous. Towards McDonald, towards Allen. Oh, that's a good save. Palmed away by the diving Torsved. Bradley Allen was only just in front of him. Away by Samways. Flags up this time. Eric Torsved, of course, the only man on the field who's going to the World Cup finals. Actually, the referee, David Elleray, is still in with a chance. He's one of our leading FIFA officials. He might be there. Steve Sedgley. Looking for Kasky. Wilson looking just to try and shield the ball out of play. Wasn't allowed to do that. Tottenham have the throw. And if you want to know what Ozzy Ardiles is trying to do at Tottenham, that is it. Crisp, precision passing and decisive finishing. It was a joy to behold. And Darren Anderton, who's had a goal disallowed, who's missed a penalty, has maybe had the final word. It was a goal that had Tottenham Hotspur written all over it. Allen. It's run for Campbell. It's free kick. Hazard looking for Campbell. More than a minute of added time played. Nobody in the middle. It's a risky one from Samways. It's fallen for Mika. He's got 3 forward in support. And Samways is back there to atone. has found Anderton, and both sides still looking to win this. The match has been a credit to them and to the approach of the respective managers. And there's a little something for everyone at the end of the day. A goal at either end of a thoroughly enjoyable match. Les Ferdinand giving Queen's Park Rangers the lead in just over a minute. With little more time than that remaining in the game. Darren Anderton, for whom it was a mixed afternoon, he missed a penalty, got an equaliser. It's been a week in which Queen's Park Rangers have hit a couple of hurdles and lost some of their momentum, but a week in which Spurs may find some consolation for their injuries in a long overdue away point and the manner in which it came. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1.
To be perfectly honest, with a number of chances created and obviously a penalty at the other end as well, for the score to stay 1-1 was obviously something perhaps you wouldn't have thought if you'd have been watching the game. But we're very disappointed, obviously, because the goal went in so late, that we haven't taken 3 points, which would have put us in a very, very good position, really. I think probably may even been second.
I think we proved last season that we can stay up amongst them, and this season as well we're not too far behind them, and all we can do is just keep plugging away and hopefully, you know, keep everyone fit, and the results will go for us.
Do you sense that you're a team and a club now capable of winning a major trophy?
Yeah, of course. You know, we felt that last season. You know, and each season that goes by, we're getting more consistent, and if we can keep that consistency going, then I'm sure we can win a trophy.
Darren, do you think that's a point that Tottenham deserved today?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we played very well in the second half, although in the first half, you know, it wasn't too good. But you know, we missed a penalty and lucky to score a late goal.
It was some goal, though.
Yeah, it was a great move. It's the way Ozzy wants us to play, and you know, we played that way throughout the second half and got what we deserved.
Is it easy to continue?
And a few more words there for you. It was a nice match to watch, actually, wasn't it? But I thought when Les Ferdinand scored that early, we'd see a goal feast for Rangers today.
Well, I must say, on chances, Rangers probably should have won. But, I mean, Les Ferdinand, who you mentioned, I mean, he's always such a focal point in all their play. I mean, whenever we see him on Match of the Day, he amazes us with this spring. And here again, I mean, Colin Calderwood is no slouch. Look at the height he gets. I mean, he's nowhere near challenging as a defender. And a downward header, you know, gives the keeper, Torsford, no chance. And again, even on this sort of second opportunity, some quarter of an hour later, a standing jump, he gets up so early, hangs, and I mean, unfortunate for Rangers that probably Darren Peacock, central defender, was the one with the chance, because that should have been a second goal. And of course, the other great asset Ferdinand has is his pace, and here's Simon Barker looking for an outlet, as any midfielder hopes, and look, that run, his pace, you know, he gets in between the two defenders, and Torsford, to his credit, came out and blocked that one, and they managed to scramble it away. And even sort of late on then, a long ball, he wins this first header just a fraction. Look at him now next to Sedgley, soaring away. There is no chance. I defy any defender at that stage to keep up with him. Again, though, he should have scored.
I think he trains to get that leap, doesn't he? I believe, especially...
I wish he'd give me a few secrets. Anyway, help me on my Sunday morning. I mean, it's fantastic, because he's only 5'11". I mean, he comes up to me about on the neck. You know, he's not as if he's 6'3", and he's got terrific height.
He's obviously got bags of natural ability.
Fantastic spring
in there, too. Now, as far as Spurs are concerned, Ozzy has obviously got them playing in the way that he likes, and the way that the Spurs fans like, in fact.
Well, I mean, they are terrific to watch. And as Darren Anderton said, second half, they did pass it superbly, particularly in midfield, where, you know, they've got a lot of good movement and flair, and you know, I think that's the area, particularly like Hazard and Samways, and in that second half when we saw them spraying the ball around, it was a joy, and that's what I, as a midfield player, like to see. And you know, that's what in the second half, that movement allowed them to create these chances. I mean, you know, you got Samways and Hazard, all four technically good players, and here, you know, they play their way out of defence, spread the play. Again, simple throw-ins. How many times do you see a throw-in conceded? Here, nicely weighted ball up to Hazard, switches play, and suddenly they go from one side to the other. And also, where do midfield players get their space these days? Here's Hazard in the middle, he's back, he turns, he twists, he then creates space for himself, looks up and is able to spread the play, and that actually led to the penalty decision, which was a penalty, and again, benefit of having two-footed players in your side. And probably in the second half they did deserve it, but their movement and the running off the ball is something you would love to see more midfield players.
Nice football despite all their injury problems.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. OK. Well, brief highlights of Blackburn against Ipswich, the goals from the other games, and our Goal of the Month competition to come. But first, Ray Stubbs went to meet one of that band of men who wield football's magic sponge.
They used to call them bucket men, but now they carry briefcases and holdalls. Sponges are becoming a rarity. Derek French is the Sheffield United physiotherapist. Having reached the playing heights of Barnet reserves, he's been Dave Bassett's muscle man at Wimbledon, Watford and now Sheffield United. It was a busy morning in his treatment room. The injured players in the first team squad reported at 10 o'clock. French also had to contend with the telephone calls regarding the vacancies in the international setup.
I mean, I would be available, yes, obviously, if the job came up, but no, not at this moment. And you know, as I say, please don't phone back again because he doesn't want the job at this moment. Okay, thank you very much for coming, Chip. Bye bye now. Bye.
French massages minds as well as muscles.
A bit more bass.
He creates an atmosphere in the Sheffield United dressing room, and although he allows himself to be the butt of the players' jokes, he's a vital link in the Sheffield United chain.
He gets to know them because he spends a lot of time with them when they're injured, and obviously he gets to know them, and they've got to trust him and feel that he's a good lad and they enjoy working with him. You know, Frenchie, being as bad as he is, means that we have quite a few players in the injury room.
But when they get in there, French has an open mind in regard to what the Sheffield United players need. Carl Bradshaw uses acupuncture in his match preparation.
This is a form of getting more energy to the body. I don't claim to be an acupuncturist, but it's a few bits and pieces that I've learned from an acupuncturist working in Sheffield. And he tried this on Carl, and Carl felt that it helped him quite a bit.
And Sheffield United needed any help going. Without a league win for 3 months, third from bottom, they desperately needed 3 points off fellow strugglers Chelsea today.
Well, that's it. I've done all I can. It's up to them now.
Chelsea started the stronger. They nearly scored in the first minute, and then again when Frank Sinclair hit the post. It was a busy afternoon for the Sheffield United physiotherapist. With his side under pressure, one of several sorties was to attend Dane Whitehouse.
Just crashed into the boards and caught his ankle a bit. I don't think it's too bad, though. So we've been watching for a few minutes, see how he goes.
Any luck that was going went Sheffield United's way. Willie Falconer connected with Kevin Gage's cross. Something to cheer about on the Sheffield United bench at last. But for Chelsea and the Premier League adjudicators, was this an own goal from Steve Clarke? Having backed himself at 9-1 to score the first goal, Falconer was hoping otherwise. When Alan Kelly saved Mark Steen's shot with his head, Chelsea must have realised they were never going to score today. The frustration was quite evident. Roger Milford's final whistle confirmed Sheffield United's first win in 13 games. No serious injuries for Derek French to worry about, but he was in danger from his colleagues.
That's the price you pay.
For Chelsea, it's 1 point out of 21, and player-manager Glenn Hoddle isn't finding things easy.
It was a cruel goal against us as well. There was 2 deflections. It's actually come off one of our players. The last touch has been at one of our players. Them sort of things happen to you. We've hit the post. We've had a penalty decision turned down. You know, these are not excuses. They're all facts of the 90 minutes of football. Yet we've come off, you know, you sit in the dressing room thinking you deserve more. You've come off with no points again. And we are now in a dogfight.
The Chelsea fans are obviously getting impatient. I heard 1 or 2 of them on the radio earlier this evening. What do you think about...
Well, I think that principles and philosophy are great words, but I've got a better one, survival. And when you're in a bad run, you've got to battle your way out. You know, you can't play your way out, especially when you're down there. You've got
Glenn should abandon his principles of nice football and do what?
Yeah, I think so. I think that a moderate battling side will always be a moderate passing side. Percentage is where you lose it about. If you get it forward quickly and battle for it, then you've got a chance of getting out of trouble there.
OK. Now, on Wednesday, Ipswich drew with the league leaders Manchester United at Old Trafford. Today, they took on the second-place club, Blackburn Rovers. Gerald Sinstadt was at Portman Road.
Ipswich today playing basically with 2 central defenders and walk sweeping, and the fullbacks push forward. Here's one of them. Good shot, good save. Neil Thompson getting forward from the left-back position, gets in the first strike at goal, and Tim Flowers shows why he was valued at more than £2 million. Well, nicely for Thompson. Slater. There was a shooting gap. He's made another one. Tried to chip Flowers, and Flowers has saved well. Took it on 2 or 3 strides, then tried to clip it over Flowers and almost succeeded. Good save. Batty in the action again, and once again the referee put his whistle to his lips, but I think may have played an advantage, and it's come for Marshall. Now, can he get a shot in? Oh, well saved by Flowers. And the follow-up goes. Well, they were stretched again, and at last it paid off for Ipswich. Marshall's shot, a good save by Flowers, but Eddie Yowd's following up, and that's 1-0. That's not so good. Newell couldn't get at it. And that's a good save from Hendry by Forrest. Tip over as Blackburn look to retrieve something in the last minutes of the game. Slater to Marshall. And back again, that was a good ball from Marshall. Mason is in the middle. If Slater can set it up, penalty. Slater brought down, and this now surely should settle it. It's going to be Mason, and Mason takes it very poorly, and that sums up the game. Mason very tamely, easy for Flowers.
Ipswich, though, had a good few days. And more goes to come right after this little reminder that 2 weeks tomorrow it's Sports Review of the Year, and these are some of the candidates who may become the BBC Sports Personality of the Year.
The BBC Television Sports Personality for 1992 is Nigel Mason.
Jackson takes it.
The left foot of Giggs. Oh, brilliant! Right over the top for Bruno, and Lewis is rocked. Lewis is in trouble, and then a big left from Lewis, and Bruno is in trouble, desperate trouble, and Lennox Lewis has won it.
He waves his hand and Damon Hill wins. Right, and wonderful! And Sally Gallup comes through to take the world title, and the world record has come too.
Eubank traps his man on the ropes, but back comes Ben. I think he's done it. Ben thinks he's won it. Eubank thinks he's won it.
Christie got a good one. And Christie comes through to become champion of the world.
The programme is tomorrow fortnight, and if you wish to vote for your Sports Personality of the Year, postcards only, please, to this address. Have a look at that address there. OK, now the rest of the goals from today's top matches, starting with the top team. Manchester United away to Coventry City.
United capitalising on their good fortune today when Peter Atherton's clearance hit the corner flag and led to the only goal of the game. Eric Cantona scoring his 10th goal of the season, the year to the day he joined the club. It's no coincidence that the arrival of his Gallic flair and finishing have since seen United crowned champions and open up a 14-point lead. But it was the brilliance of Peter Schmeichel which made it a happy anniversary for Cantona. That saved the most remarkable of an enviable collection this afternoon. Former Manchester United player Gordon Strachan was back from injury and immediately at his best to help Leeds go second. The creator supreme setting up Brian Deane for his third goal in 4 games. Bottom club Swindon had held out until the 80th minute, but once the barricades were down, their fighting spirit followed. Rod Wallace was sent on his way by Strachan and finished with some venom, his 7th of the season, making it 2-0. A third goal flattered Leeds, more trickery from Strachan, who lasted the pace well after 7 weeks out, and Gary Speed's side footer carried enough momentum to beat Fraser Digby. Manchester City are still casting envious glances across to Old Trafford after going an 8th league game without victory. Ryan Jones opened the scoring for Wednesday after 65 minutes, and cries of sack the board and Swales out predictably followed. Whereas the defence might have been a more appropriate cry for the second goal, substitute Chris Bart-Williams dancing through at will for a delightful individual effort to make it 2-0. Wednesday have now doubled their league win total for the season in the space of 4 days and scored 6 goals in the process. This was the latest from striker Nigel Jemson. City might derive inspiration in the coming weeks from their visitors' changing fortunes, although this late goal from Mike Sheeran did little to appease the fans. They continued their protest for 45 minutes after the match. Oldham manager Joe Royle said this game had aged him 5 years, but a few grey hairs and a wrinkle or two might prove a small price to pay if Oldham's victory ultimately helps them to safety. Graham Sharp's 4th goal of the season just after half-time, opening their account. Norwich still can't believe how they left Boundary Park without a point. Ian Crook's free kick and Chris Sutton's shot deservedly brought them level on 55 minutes. But Oldham hit back quickly. Andy Rich's cross fell to Chris Makin on the edge of the box. A powerful drive, the home side back in front. But delight turned to misery 8 minutes from time for Makin, when his challenge on Lee Powell was deemed worthy of his second booking, and he was sent off for the second successive Saturday. Wimbledon and John Fashanu in the headlines for all the wrong reasons in recent days. This afternoon he seemed to have trouble putting the Gary Mabbott saga behind him. Indeed, Everton were the more forceful, and Stuart Barlow headed them in front from Andy Hinchcliffe's cross. Three minutes into the second half, though, and Wimbledon were level. Dean Holdsworth's low cross from inside the area, giving Greg Berry the easiest of equalisers.
Phil Jones with the roundup there. Now, the league table. Manchester United's victory at Coventry extends their lead to a massive 14 points. Those wins for Leeds and Arsenal today take them into 2nd and 3rd. And at the bottom, Swindon are now 5 points adrift of Oldham, with Chelsea dropping into the bottom 3 for the first time this season. OK, it's goal of the month time. 10 crackers for you. You have to pick the top 3 in the same order as Trevor and Alan, and you could be in the money.
Tim Breaker joining in the front. Mike Marsh. Chapman, 2-0. And Lee Chapman's made a career out of goals like that. A good shot with Patalainen. Here's Richardson. It's a great goal for Aberdeen. Here's Dixon. Keogh. To be Ian Wright, didn't it? Dean. McAllister. Rocastle arriving on the scene. Pass one. Pass another. Number 4 comes from David Rocastle. This is Palmer. Ryan Jones, square of him. Fine goal by Carlton Palmer. Cole's away from Fleming for once. He's got back now. Oh, but nothing can stop Andy Cole. Way as far as Sellers. Beers is very busy ahead of him. Here he is. Johnson in attendance. He'll have a problem if he lets him run at him. A big problem. What a goal from little Mr. Dynamite.
Worthington. Dowie again. Shields the ball well. And gets it through to Wilson. Down to Quinn. Oh, it's a wonderful strike! And inevitably it's that man, Jimmy Quinn.
Newell. Gallagher.
So phone in your top 3 goals to the number you see. £500 worth of premium bonds are at stake. Finally, Arsenal sometimes get that boring tag from the critics, but they certainly weren't boring today as they ended Newcastle United's recent winning run. Good night.